Okay, in today's demonstration, I am going to show you how to mix neutral paint colors such as yellow ochre, Dyke Brown, with a phthalo blue light and a cadmium yellow medium to get a more neutral or softer color palette, kind of in the style of Milton Avery. And I just chose this magazine image. I've already got yellow to work with, which is why I'm picking the cadmium yellow. And I outlined it in Sharpie. And this one I rolled over with Mod Podge. But I think the outlining helps it to already start abstracting the shapes, although the composition is fairly abstract. And then I'm going to mix these colors and start painting them in. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cadmium yellow medium. And I'm going to try two things. One is a yellow mixed with yellow ochre, so that'll be earthier. And then one with a Dyke Brown, so that'll be darker. And I can tell someone's unmuted, so if you can mute yourself, check and mute yourself unless you have a question, that's great. Okay, and I can mix with palette knife or with my brush. This is a pretty small picture, so normally I would do brush, but I'll show you palette knife. So there's a little bit of yellow ochre with the cadmium. If I want to go darker, I'd take some of my paint off to the side. And if you want to make a color chart, you can. They're useful to have as a reference, you know, in case you don't remember how you mix something. Okay, so that's a little bit darker. I'll go more towards the yellow ochre side. Okay. Now let's see what happens when I mix Dyke Brown with the yellow. Okay, so leave a little cadmium there as reference. Now, usually the darker the pigment of colors are, the less you need. So like a little bit goes a long way. Go a little darker. I have a feeling it's going to turn it kind of green. I don't know why. A little bit greeny. I added a lot more just to bring it up faster. So for time's sake, I'm just doing 3 different renditions or gradations, I guess I should say. Now I'm going to do my phthalo blue. I didn't give myself much room on this palette. Okay, so phthalo blue with Dyke Brown and with yellow ochre. So here's my phthalo blue. Running out of space, so now I'm over here. Okay, I think you get the idea. You get kind of this really nice gray blue. Okay, now I'm going to do the yellow ochre and the phthalo blue, and that's where I should get my celadon color. Didn't mix enough. Okay. Okay, so this blue, this gray blue, sort of celadon, a little bit green, and it's warmer tone. So it's fine to use paint straight out of the tube, but sometimes you want something that's a little bit more subtle or specific. So I think it's important to know how to mix. Okay, so I've got all these great colors here. And now I'm going to start painting this in. I probably won't do the whole thing. Okay. So I'm going to go, I'm doing the yellow again, but it's a darker yellow now. And this image is nice because the outfit she's wearing is already been abstracted for me. It's almost like she is wearing a canvas. And I'm going to be not fussy about this. I'm going for glob. Okay, I'm going to go much lighter on the purse, and then I'll come back later and try and do that shadow, probably with this over here. Okay, so here's the purse. Okay, then I've got the column here. Go for my mid-range yellow. And I am kind of intentionally going fast and a little bit globbier to try and get things to merge, I guess, and abstract a little bit more. Now I'm doing some mixing right on the palette because I'm going to keep this area looks kind of like Van Dyke Brown. So I'm just going to plop that in. Okay, now I'm going to come in and get my blues, and I could keep this red or I could change it. Thinking about it. Okay, so I'm going to go my lightest blue here. Painting right up to that other paint. In this case, I'm choosing to cover the Sharpie line. Okay. Shadow underneath the handbag. I'm going to go for this cadmium yellow with Dyke Brown to create the illusion of shadow there. A little bit over here. And possibly a little bit over there. Okay. I kind of like the red in there. I might not even paint it. I think for now, I'm going to stop and come back and see if there's any questions.